Okay, now I'm gonna do Cancer. Honor your traditions. Hmm. Y'all gonna have to relax. I don't know what that means. It says be like water, but be water. Be like water. Go with the flow because you're gonna be shown something. It's like something that you need to do. I don't think need is the right word. Have to do. Have and need is kind of the same thing. It's like a law that you have to follow. Find your purpose. You gotta get away from something. What is this? Don't compare yourself to others. I feel like you gotta not be friendly to everyone, which means use discernment. That's what it's saying. Cherish fleeting moments. It's something here about possessiveness. I don't know why that's coming through. Are they being? I'm gonna ask first. Are they being friendly to everybody? No, they saying it's something. I'm asking a question, but they saying it's about the high standards that y'all have. Something about stepping down. I don't understand that. It says love without keeping score. So I'm gonna just show y'all the card. It says love without keeping score, and then at the bottom it says true love is letting them finish their point even if it's wrong. It says their jokes aging like milk, but you laugh every time. That's premium friendship. So wow, yeah, you're gonna go through some type of test, and you need to be clear of what did I say? What was the flaw? The flaw was you need to be clear of high standards. But I'm gonna try to explain that to y'all because it sounds bad to tell somebody not to have high standards. I mean, you you should. The only way that I could say it is maybe somebody has you could you could dismiss something. You could miss the bigger picture if you led by arrogance in any way, shape, or form. So I feel like somebody is going to come into your life where you need to relinquish your power. You're going to need to. It's going to be a shift in power. This person is supposed to. I don't want to say take up where you left off, but they are. I don't want to put it at ranks or levels, but it's like this person has their own power. So it's gonna be certain times where their power and their authority is needed and yours is not. You can add input and stuff like that, but really, you're gonna have to let them be them because other than that, it's gonna be off balance. Because it's something here about you being way too perfect. I'm telling you, it says let go of control. Some of y'all could be dealing with a dragon's zodiac. It says work with purpose. So you got know your purpose, and then there's somebody else that already works with their purpose. So it's like they already know what they doing. They supposed to be doing that, but it could be very different from yours. So don't try to dictate or have authority over them. Don't try to force the tide. Yeah, I say you got find your purpose, and you got work with purpose. So I feel like meeting in the middle could be possible, but there's two different things at play in two different directions. I'm not saying that these two people are working at cross purposes, but I'm saying that you definitely need to respect this person's path and how they do things and what they do. Don't tamper with it. Don't tamper with it. Don't tamper with it. Love without keeping score. You're dealing with a very powerful person. They're very, very powerful. I don't even know if you might understand that or not. They have some type of authority, and it don't have nothing to do with you. It's something else. It says let it go. So there's something that's changing. It's trying to whatever this power and authority that it have. It's an energy here that's helping you to release something, but you got to go with the flow in order to do this. If you don't, it's not going to bear. It's almost like something is going to be completely barren if you don't let it play out the way it's supposed to without controlling it. Because there's something about equality and this is like a respect thing. It's like both of y'all going through transitions, but I feel like it's at the extreme. So you might meet somebody that's going through a transition. Don't try to compare. Don't try to do put compare not compare it, but don't try to look at it as anything else. If anything, you can observe and stuff like that, but don't try to figure it out too much. It's so important going with the flow. Okay, and it's gonna change your perspective, not you as a person, but it's gonna change your perspective and the way you see things because there's a new start coming, but the way that it's being done is not something that you have ever been familiar with. There's something about foreign culture, and I know these are Japanese cards, but there's something about a difference. One rich, one poor, one black, one white. Something that's non-traditional, unorthodox. Yeah, because it's something that you need to get away from. But I feel like whatever you need to get away from inside yourself is something that should be dormant. In order for things to balance out, it's something that you may have had that was a coping mechanism or a way that you did things that no need. It doesn't need to be revisited. It needs to be left behind permanently. That's what it is. It says embrace the challenge. So I'm gonna read this one to y'all. It says growth through challenge. Life's toughest lessons may hold the biggest rewards, like a book whose pages unfold wisdom only to those willing to turn to them. It says love is confusing, but so is IKEA furniture. All right, y'all. I had so many distractions. The the tides are turning within family groups. Um, the cohesion is getting better. It's getting better. That's all I can say. It's like things is finally starting to fit into place because it's been kind of chaotic, especially when you integrate maybe two families together or whenever you have something new come into your family unit. It's just like it's some very strong bonds being built because the tides are turning. So there we go. Oh, this ain't even. I'm not ready to use this. Something about speaking with love. I forgot where I left off because I ain't even want to try to go back. But it's something about it's something about emotions. Emotions was draining y'all from clear thinking, like heavier emotions. I remember briefly touching on the fact that you need to let things happen the way that they supposed to. Somebody is supposed to have their own strength and be strong in their way, which is totally different from your way. So don't try to force something unless it's concerning yourself. Just be a support, and that's it. Somebody knows it was coming up again. Hold on. Okay, so somebody is their direction is clear. I feel like emotions was messing with somebody's direction. I don't know where this influence is coming from, and I really don't care. But it's like heavier emotions don't allow you to think clear and be confident in your direction. So they want you to be misguided, which in turn misguides other people. But somebody knows exactly what they're supposed to do and where they're supposed to go, how they're supposed to approach things. And, you know, because it's not normal to you, that can cause you to kind of interfere with something that would be assistance to you later on if you let it run its own course. Another thing I was saying is, another thing I wanted to say is that when Cancer is unbalanced, they can force their will on others. It is very, very important not to do that. Just to sum it up, okay? I don't know what this is. Somebody's trying to say that they didn't know that they was doing something. Somebody is sorry for being too hard on somebody. I don't know if they didn't want something to be over or their perspective is unchanging. They got some bitterness in their heart and it doesn't help them to understand that endings is how you begin new things. So, there's a remorse, an energy of remorse of somebody holding somebody back from possibly their desires. That's definitely who's there. It's something here about a child. Somebody believed that somebody was worried about how friendly somebody was, definitely as a child, but somebody was worried about somebody's friendliness. They could see where it could put some. They imagined pitfalls um, for a person because of. It's almost like somebody thinking somebody worried about somebody making a child, making since they were a child, making somebody the butt of their jokes because people have they just it's like giving me annoyed energy. But they see that all of that stuff was a waste anyway because they see that you go to you dance to the beat of your own drum. You're a person that definitely identifies with yourself. Either you like something or you don't, and you identify with the strength of just that feeling. You know what I mean? So you're not worried about why. You just know that you don't like it. I mean, you could try to explain to somebody, but they are more than likely to get a I don't know. All you know is you know the feeling of I don't like it or I do like something. And somebody never understood that because um, I don't understand how that would coincide to you being friendly. It's like somebody was worried about you as a child because of their own vulnerabilities. It's possible that a parent or authority figure didn't have the same strong identity like you did, and they tried to pour that over to you. Yeah, because this somebody was mad about your desires, that you feed your desires. I don't know if this was said outright, but it's like somebody does not like that you go after the things that you like. But like I said, it's a strong feeling that comes with the things that you like or don't like. All they got to do is do the same thing. They might have thought it was silly, when in reality, it's part of you finding out which way you're supposed to go. You actually testing your fears. That's very important because it's a difference between will, how do you say that? Will and willpower. The willpower is what you have behind it. Will is just the fact that you can do something. Will just means you can do anything you want. So it's about facing fears. Something about facing fears. Maybe learning from mistakes as well. But that has to do, like I said, you end something. You know when to end it and then start something new. Even if you have to start it over. It's somebody that's afraid of their self. They afraid of their, I ain't gonna say their potential, but it's like somebody they're worry wart. You know what I mean? They're worry wart. I don't know why they are. This person has spiritual gifts that they tried to cut off. And it's a huge connection to something. It's a huge calling. It's a lot of fire here, but it's actually good fire. You able to own your uniqueness, which helps you. You have a lot of courage, especially in crisis. You know how to let go of things where other people will worry about their transition, especially when it comes to their status, their social status, or how people see them. It's something here about releasing pain to protect yourself, but I feel like you was doing that for another person, an authority figure, definitely a mother. Your example, your example is teaching somebody that thought that they had more experience. I don't know. This is somebody that thinks that somebody else's wants and needs are trivial. They're witnessing something. Somebody is witnessing something that is, how do you say it? Somebody's rich in confidence. They're rich in confidence. What did I say? This person is also is tied into that being strong in adversity. So somebody realized that well, could we call it jealousy or envy? Maybe it's like because I said somebody was having a hard time digesting a certain emotion, like How can you laugh if you poor? How can you laugh if you lack in anything? Not just poorness, but it's just like, wow. And it has to do with something about, it's some transition here that has to do with finding your own way. And a lot of the things that's in your path that's your own way is so non-traditional from how you were taught and how the person that taught you was raised. And you are deviating far from, it's this is not even tradition. This is actually just, it's so unique and different. It's so unique and different. Um, so this is all experience. It's like, I don't know, it's so unique and different. Yeah. And this is autumn. So it's something, like I said, it's the end of something. And this ending is gonna bring renewals. It's like it's no longer need to hold on to something. So whatever is being released is was affecting somebody's finances. It was affecting somebody from having a new start because somebody was holding on to bitterness, but they looking at an example saying, if that thing, person, place, or thing can thrive, so can I. And it's like they could this could also be a transition. Something is ending and something is beginning new, and it's like it can't be stopped. It's already in motion, and it's actually a good thing for everybody that's involved because now it's only one way to go. So we go to autumn and winter. Autumn and winter may be very, very significant. It's no longer something is some fire element is no longer needed. So there's a transition happening for y'all right now. This autumn into winter. I'm not getting change of status. Whatever it is, it's a transformation. I don't know what it is. It's a transformation. It's not saying a change in status. I'm getting something. Somebody worrying about being sick. Somebody uh, worried about being sick. What is it? Weak-willed. You could have been a fragile child, and that's kind of it was triggering for somebody, feeling like they need to protect, but it ended up leading to somebody overprotecting. When in reality, whatever is happening in your life, you actually flourishing. So all the worry was for nothing. Like, what is going on here? So this right here is saying it's a deficiency. The deficiency that I'm getting is in the father. You might want to watch the Pisces reading, but this is the deficiency was on the father's side. So the father may have not been there as much or like they needed to. Um, their childhood was robbed from them, just like in Pisces. So it's like this is you are successor to your father's lineage. It's like something that you're supposed to do. So you finish something with the mother, you help to heal her, and it's not guaranteed that the father find their way, but the father is definitely going through some transition of something. I don't know. It's also confusion about a birth here. Even if you are full grown, it was a birth that put somebody, it triggered somebody pretty bad. And something is weaning. I don't know what this is. Somebody's personal power, how they felt about whatever they felt. How do you say that? This person had personal power. Like, I'm going to give y'all one example. You know how people do stuff for kids? Like, if they didn't have kids, they wouldn't work or they wouldn't ascend to be a moral character. Some people do things just because they have children, but now somebody can't use that as an excuse. Now they got to go back to their own childhood. So it's something there about that which is icky, and I'm like, I don't want to. All right. It's emotional interference has always colored conversations in general. You know what I mean? Somebody that talks too much and they want to add emotions to it instead of logic, reasoning, um, leaving emotions out of it where emotions are not concerned. Like that's always been an issue. So this is confusion and it says self-worth. It says know your worth and confusion. It's like I'm getting a child that lacked identity because of the parents. Now, whether the parents were trying to overprotect the child or whether they were jealous of the child, this is the issue that I'm picking up here. And that went and colored all of your relationships. I want to know how so, because I'm like, sometimes I try to understand where exactly the cards are going, but it's like that colored how your relationships, how you dictated your relationships. It made you either jump into this mother or this father's energy and force your will on others, which eventually allows something to break up. But how? You know what I mean? Whether you were over mothering somebody like you were, or whether somebody changed after they had children, and whatever balance you had went out the window because it's unhealed stuff. Emotional interference. So whatever was happening, you're going to find your own way now. You're done. Whatever you were supposed to do, it definitely was with the mother's energy, the mother's bloodline. And it had to do with growth through enlightenment. You would have to lead by example, even though you were the child. That is done. There's an enlightenment taking place. You may see your mother start to take off in whatever way, shape, or form. You may start to see her live her life, be able to process her emotions more, be clear in communication, have effective communication without emotions tying into it, because the emotions is not being communicated effectively. It's like, where is this coming from? We starting in the middle of a sentence. So whatever this was, I'm gonna tell y'all how it's being shown to me. This emotional interference right here, this card is in front of it. This was being projected on you, and how, like, I'm trying to process this. It didn't help. It didn't help because first of all, it don't help at all when somebody is projecting on you, but it didn't help you to find your own path. It didn't make you inspired to actually express yourself and communicate. If anything, it did the reverse because this was projected onto you. But the intention is what I'm getting confused with. What was you trying to do by putting this on a person? We see the emotional interference just caused a ripple effect, but it caused the opposite. It was some type of separation that you and the mother had would have went through, and this was just to get yourself peace and get yourself some type of peace. Because I feel like a person is happy they were able to take a lot of emotional abuse, and it was so indirect. What do you call this? Indirect, passive aggressive, but from an emotional standpoint. Hmm. So that's what it's saying. It's saying ego. So I feel like whatever's projected on you, regardless of parent or lover, okay, because we still talking about love relationships. What this is what people project on you. They project on you out of their ego. So it's important for you not to force your will because it's you already are with a strong counterpart, and when they push back, it's two egos. It's two egos together. Now, you may be able to do this. You may be able to project your ego back, but it's not going to benefit the situation. You're just going to go in a loop. And this right here is going to cause something to be sacrificed. It's going to cause the end of a contract. You can't you can't have two leaders. You can't have two bosses. So this person is just as strong. And it's not about who's stronger, because what's the point of having two people that's going to fight over who's the top when the thing is, this is what makes the relationship great, is that it's got two people working in tandem. So if somebody needs to be the boss, they can. You got somebody to tag team with. Whereas though, you don't want something to end. Like, it's not worth it to have a dick swinging contest. Like, that's weird. So they were doing that out of ego because they could have went through bullying, always had a strong willed partner, somebody that was trying to control them. They could have grew up because they could have grew up because their parent was trying to control them, and you just meet somebody in a rebellious mode. You could have had a parent that was in a rebellious mode, and they finally found a position or somebody to be over top of, and this is where they came from, their ego. So I ain't going too far into this. So this is 48 reciprocity. So like I said, you got two strong energies, but it is so important that these two strong energies operate in their own right, and neither one tries to control the other. We going right back to the beginning of the reading. Go with the flow, okay? Because this right here, these two cards give me manipulation. Do not manipulate. And if you manipulating, it would be something that you were taught. So it's saying that it's over, but you could have been acting out of ego and just purging in this relationship. And some of y'all went through contracts that were supposed to end just so you could see what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Two people that one person that thought they was better than the other, for you to have this realization. So that's sounding good. Some of y'all was dealing with people that just was just too I could say boastful, but that's not the word. Somebody wanted to be seen, dealing with somebody that want to be seen. And you just happen to notice them. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's rock stars here. Somebody, I feel like y'all was with, thank you. I feel like y'all might have been with somebody that wanted to be seen. And they don't know what they doing. It's like somebody that, this is so weird. Somebody is faking it until they make it instead of just being themselves. And they doing that out of ego. It's coming up again. They're not worried about how you perceive them. They want you to notice them. Like, why would somebody need you to notice them? They want you to see them as a person that can, what is it? They want you to see them as a person that can, not handy, but what is the word? They want you to see them as an all around type person, somebody that can think on their feet or whatever. Yeah, I'm telling you, this person definitely a fixer. Well, I just don't know. I just don't know because the things I'm hearing, it's like, do this person even know how to work on cars? Now, it's not even cars because it's like this person have to do the same thing to their vehicle, which is their Merca, but the same thing they doing with their vehicle or trying to do with you. Before you self-improvement somebody else, you got self-improvement yourself. So, yeah, the brakes is very significant. Somebody trying to enter through somebody's stomach, like feed them, give them what they want. That's all for show, though. Ooh, I'm getting somebody stepping in. Somebody stepping in because this is what I heard before I did y'all reading. And I think they were saying China, so I don't know if it's coming out of China or what. But they was like, it's sad when somebody harvests from their own kids. Somebody think that's pathetic. Somebody to act like a mother or a father, and they not really that. Ooh. Somebody is getting a psychic person to look into a prospective partner. And they know it's no contest. They know it's no contest. Wow. All right, let's get some cards off of here. It's a new mother or father in town. So the politician, immediately I'm getting, this is somebody that's an actual advocate. Can't mess with this person right here. They legit. It says the politician, charismatic and persuasive, promises everything, delivers well. It says promises everything, delivers well. That's confidential. So not only do you have a real advocate stepping in, but they are very private. This person is very spiritual. They know how to close metaphysical gates. They know how to get somebody to surrender. I don't. Let me see. This is very interesting. I don't know. For some people, y'all could be dealing with a political figure, or y'all could actually be moving into a political position, which would be weird or wild to y'all, but be doing something at a state or local level. And I don't even think you know about this. It says he knows how you feel. Do you? So this person knows how to advocate so you get things that you need and not want. And I'm not saying you won't get the things that you want, but this person know what you need. So like I said, don't try to operate for another person. because they're gonna contradict everything that you think or you feel. So you can see that that is a figment of your imagination. That's trauma. This person is really strong. They're a leader, and they're gonna in turn make you a leader because it's their stuff. They already been through a lot of things that you've been through. This person is spiritually tapped in. I'm telling you, and they know. But based on the things you say or the things you do, they know that somebody manipulated you, and they sacrificed something. Now, for you to have an advocate, that's nice. They know somebody was in their ego. They can tell you was traumatized. And this person, when I say they about their business, they know what they're doing. Okay, they're highly spiritual. They enlightened. I don't care how they look. Just I would suggest you sit back and watch because this is nice. It's very nice. All right, thank you, Cancer.